Hi, you watching your favorite YouTube channel, Learning Digital. Here we learn digital world things, so subscribe this channel for more digital world videos. In the last task, we finished optimizing our blog by adding keywords, links, categories, and tags in a blog. In this task, we will add alt text to images on the website, which will increase user experience, which has an impact on SEO. We will also review other marketing options and analytics. Another way to increase SEO is by adding alt text to our images on our website. Alt text is an alternative text that is applied to images on a WordPress site. There are two ways to add alt text, so let's go ahead and take a look. You should already be logged into your free website or to your WordPress account. If you are not, pause the video now and go ahead and log in. The first way to add alt text is to find an image on your website. In this case, let's go to our blog and click on the image within the WordPress editor. Let's close these windows. So now we are on our main dashboard. Let's click on Posts. Remember, we scheduled the post that we just created, which is the one we want to edit. So click on Scheduled. Click the history of bicycles, and we don't have any images in this blog post, so let's add an image. And we are going to add an image underneath the title of the history of bicycles. Click on the block that begins with vehicles, which is the first paragraph. To make sure it's active, then click on the three dots. Click Insert to Before. Click on the plus, scroll to Image. Now let's go to Media Library. And let's choose this vintage bicycle here. Now, before we go ahead and add the bicycle, we can add the alt text here by clicking Edit. We can change the title. Let's change the title to Vintage Bicycle. You can see the caption or the URL. It's already populated for it. Let's type the alt text. The alt text should actually match the image. So think of it as a description of the image. So if I were the user and wanted to hover over it, a description would pop up and it would match what the image is. So let's go ahead and type in again, vintage bicycle, next to or by vintage suitcase. Then let's click Insert. So now we have the vintage bicycle, and it is next to the suitcase, and it appears underneath the header. We want to go ahead and make sure that that's updated. Now let's go ahead and show you another way that you can change the alt text. We are going to insert another image. So scroll down toward the bottom. So bicycles of today, let's add an image here. We are going to use the media library and go ahead and just insert the road bike. Insert, and you can change the alt text by making sure that the image is selected. Go to Document. We are actually going to go back to Block menu, and then alt text is set underneath the block menu. So again, we want to describe the purpose of the image or add a description of the image, and we'll type in vintage road bike. And now we've added the alt text as well. In order to make these changes stay, let's go ahead and click Schedule, and it is now scheduling based on the schedule that we set earlier. So now you have added alt text to images, which helps web crawlers index images on your site. Remember to add a specific description for your image, being careful not to be too spammy with keywords. Notice we use keywords in all of the alt text descriptions. Next, while we are talking about images, let's add an image title to the tags. So this is something that doesn't necessarily increase your SEO. That can increase the user experience, which I mentioned earlier. So let's add an image tag to one of our images we just added, or an image title tag to one of our images that we just added to our blog. So click on We'll go ahead and use the image that we are already on. Make sure that it's selected. We want to actually go ahead and leave the editor to go back to the dashboard by clicking My Sites in the upper left corner. Click on the media link on the left. There's our vintage road bike. So choose an image. We'll choose a vintage road bike that we had selected in the editor. Click Edit, add a title in the title box. This is something a user may see when they hover over the picture, and make sure it is user-friendly in order to enhance the user experience. So we'll type vintage road bike and then click Done. Finally, let's take a look at the website analytics. But before we do that, I want to point out marketing. Click on Tools to expand the Tools menu. Click Marketing, and if you had a paid website, you could actually boost your traffic using connections. So plugins, you can also use social media, which we added to the original website when we built it, and additional traffic options. Now let's go look at steps. This is for analytics, so click on Steps, and then you can see your analytics for your website. This is where you can keep track of all of your site's statistics. For example, where users are located in the world, posts and pages visited while the user was on the page here. So home page, so 4 views, 3 views you can see. If you scroll in, then you can see how many times they visited or how many times in the week. You can look to see your average visits per page, and then you can search terms used on your website. So look at if anybody search for something on your website, so then you can update your website to help individuals find that information easily. This information should be used to inform how you continue to develop your website, potential changes that need to be made, and the most popular search terms and pages visited. In this task, we added alt text to images on the website, which will increase user experience, which has an impact on SEO. And congratulations, you have learned how to make changes to your WordPress website to increase SEO by adding keywords, tags, internal links, and headers. You also learned where you can read analytics and the purpose of the data and analytics that is tracked on the website. These are all ways to increase SEO using a free version of WordPress. Thank you for taking the Increase SEO Traffic with WordPress course.